Hey guys, it's AiDot over BHA here, bringing you a new video. So the great folks over at AiDot, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. We're going to go with AiDot. Sent me over some pretty cool stuff to show you guys. For today's video, we are going to look at the Orein HDMI sync LED lights for the back of your television. Now these things are pretty awesome. Basically, you're going to run your HDMI in to the box and then out to your TV. That way, whenever you're watching television, movies, whatever, the LEDs along the back of your TV are basically going to look like that video is just going straight off the screen. It is pretty awesome. So without further ado, let's dive right in. All right, guys, the best place to get these are on Amazon's website. You can pick these things up for about 85 bucks. Now that will cover anywhere from a 30-inch TV to a 65-inch. If you want to go larger than that, then you're probably looking at closer to $100, but that's the two prices they have available. But if you're looking for LED lights for the back of your TV, this is definitely something you want to check out.
Alright, so let's get this thing opened up here. Now, as you can see, AiDot is the company that sent me these lights, but it's actually made by Orein. So it's got all the info and specs on the outside of the box. You know, kind of like we've seen on a lot of the different packages that we've opened lately. But if we get this thing opened up here, first things first, of course, we got the instructions for getting this thing installed and set up in the AiDot app. We got the power adapter for the HDMI sync box, which also powers the LEDs themselves. We got some mounting brackets for mounting it behind the TV. Here is the sync box itself. So as you can kind of see here, it's got the power port. It's got two USB ports, which I think power both the LED strips. And then you get the HDMI in and the HDMI out. Okay, so since this goes in line of your HDMI input on your TV, it comes with one HDMI cord, and you can kind of see that here. We got some additional corner brackets for the LED strips. Getting those LED strips to stick in the corners is always a pain, so hopefully these brackets will make it a little bit easier. And then lastly, we got the 2 packs of LED strips. Now these are both about 7 feet in length, so it should be plenty of strip to go around my TV. I think my TV is like a 60-inch, 56-inch. I don't remember the exact measurements. It's not too big. That's about everything that comes in the box itself. So I couldn't find a lot of information on the specs of this product. I think most of what we will see will just kind of have to be done when we get it set up. I know it does run on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, so obviously no 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi setup there. It also uses a 12-volt power supply to power the sync box as well as the LED strips. Other than that, let's get this thing set up and we will kind of go over everything as we get it added into the AiDot app. Alright, so the plan to install these LEDs is in the TV in my bedroom, which is, I think it's like a 60-inch LG TV. I'm not sure if it's quite 60, maybe like 56. With the 2 7-foot LED strips that were in the box, they should cover this TV very nicely. To install these LEDs, they give you 4 corner brackets that you'll install one on each corner. Then they want you to start in the bottom left corner right here and run them up the left side, across the top, ending on that top right corner. Now, any extra LED that you have left over from that strip, you kind of cut off the end because it's got to end on that top corner. And then you're going to take the second LED strip, which is the bottom LED strip, and you're going to start at the bottom left corner again, and you're going to go across the bottom and then up the right side, ending again on that top right corner. And of course, again, you'll cut off any excess that you aren't using. But that pretty much tells you how you're going to install them. Now, it's kind of hard to get a good shot of the back of my messy TV, but I tried to get a little view here. Basically, you can see that corner bracket there and the LEDs kind of running through it. And I basically just Velcroed that HDMI sync box to my TV mount back there. And you can kind of see it there. All right, so now that we have the LEDs installed, we should be able to get them added into the AiDot app on my phone. So here I am in the app. I've already logged in and everything, so we are ready to add a new device. You can see up at the top corner, it's already discovered a device. Looks like it is the LEDs, so we should be good to go. If we click on that, it's going to ask for my Wi-Fi information, so I want to make sure I get all that correct and add that in there. Make sure I have them on the right Wi-Fi network. Remember, it has to be 2.4 gigahertz. It doesn't work with 5 gigahertz. We'll give it a second here. And there we go. It says added successfully. So let's update the name here. We're going to call it Bedroom TV Lights, since that's where they are going. Okay, so here we are. Now it's asking for light positioning. It wants to basically know how much of each strip is being used so that it can know exactly where the lights are placed, which is pretty cool. I can see how it's going to work, and that's a pretty interesting concept. So as I move this slider back and forth, even though you can't see it, it's actually lighting up the LEDs based on how much of each strip you're using. So it kind of gets an idea. But we basically now have the LEDs installed and added to the AiDot app. Let's go ahead and move on to the next step, and we'll kind of go over the config options in the app. All right, so here we are back in the AiDot app. And if we click on the bedroom TV lights, now we can kind of see what all we can do with them. So right there at the top, you can turn them on and off. And then under that, there's a section that's for setting up the LED function. So if you choose screen, this will adjust the lighting based on the video feed that is passing through that HDMI sync box, which is kind of the whole point of this setup. It really gives it a cool effect and shows that video feed basically just running all the way off the screen, which is really cool. You can adjust the sensitivity on that as well. At the bottom, there is an area for countdown, which basically is a timer that allows you to auto shut off the LEDs in a couple hours or something like that. So if you're watching at bedtime and you don't want the LEDs to stay on all night, you can tell it to shut off in like 2 hours and it'll be off. So that's a pretty neat little feature. The next section here is music rhythm, which kind of allows those lights to bounce around to the music, which is pretty neat. You see that on a lot of different LED setups. Let's see, we have the ability to change the sensitivity on that as well. If you want the LEDs to be a solid color, then there's a section here for that, which has the color wheel and allow you to select the colors and set the brightness for those colors, on those LEDs. And then lastly, there is a preset section. So you have some predefined lighting choices for like holidays, like Christmas, or maybe some sort of party mode. If we go up to settings in the corner up here, let's see here. In this section, we have the ability to change the name if we want to. or change the room that we have defined the lights under, which we all set up at the initial setup. Light positioning, this is what we talked about earlier, where you can adjust how you have them installed so that you can get the best sync with that sync box. The sweet spot for my TV was right around 30 or so. I had to cut both ends of the LED strip on the top and the bottom, so this kind of shows that the LEDs ran right to that corner. If you want, you can share these LEDs with other AiDot users. Under activity record, we can see the history of when the lights turned on and off. Let's see, there's a firmware section which allows you to update the firmware if you needed to. And then lastly, the bottom two sections just kind of show you the network information and device information of the lights themselves. But that's about it in regards to what you can do with these lights in the AiDot app. Let's go ahead and move on to the last step, and I will give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I've got a YouTube video playing here just so you can kind of see how this sync box works and how those colors kind of flow off the TV, you know, with that LED around it. And it looks actually pretty good. I was trying to find a video that I could play that wouldn't throw some sort of copyright infringement and get my video banned. All right, so my final thoughts. First things first, if you're just wanting LEDs, solid color LEDs, that you can just stick to the back of your television, maybe turn them on and off with, Alexa or whatever, then you could get much cheaper LEDs online from Amazon without any issue. What you're paying for with this setup is the HDMI sync box, and the fact that it will run that video through there and got to display those specific colors to the LED strips. So if you have a theater room or a movie room or something where you watch a lot of movies, this is a really cool feature, and it really adds some cool functionality to your TV LEDs. The other thing I want to mention is that I have not been able to find a way currently to get these added into Home Assistant. There's no AiDot integration with Home Assistant, at least not anywhere that I can find. It's kind of a downside for me since they are not controllable with Home Assistant. There's definitely some roundabout ways to do it with like some sort of input select and adding that into Alexa and then using Alexa automations to kind of control it. You can make it work as far as being able to turn it on and off, but that's really the only functionality that you could probably get out of it with Home Assistant. That being said, I love the idea. I love the concept of these LEDs, and really overall not a bad price when you consider what all you get with it and not just your standard LEDs. If you're not interested in these specific products, of course, I'll have some additional videos coming out before too long, but I'll have a link to AiDot's storefront on Amazon as well as their website. Head over there, see what other products they have. I guarantee you, if you don't like these, you'll find something that you do like.
I want to thank everybody for donating to my Buy Me a Coffee link. Every little bit helps. If you haven't had a chance, head over to my spring merchandise page and check out all of the Bruins home automation merchandise. And if you're looking for the latest smart home gear, check out SMONet. I'll have a link in the description below for that as well. You're going to want to go over there and see what deals they currently have running. If you're interested in buying and selling stock or maybe cryptocurrency, check out Robinhood. I'll have a link in the description below for that as well. If you sign up with that link, you and I both will get a free share of stock. It's a win-win for both of us. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below. As always, if there are any videos out there that you would like to see that I don't already have out there, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll see if I can't get something put together for you guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys around.